Welcome to the Baseball Together podcast, baseball family. For those of you new to the show, we are here to raise money for the nonprofit organization Called Up, whose mission is to give disadvantaged young ball players the equipment they need to play the game we all love. We also want to unite communities by improving or rebuilding baseball facilities in areas suffering economic or environmental hardship. At this time, you can support by purchasing t-shirts and other baseball-related apparel and accessories from 9plusus.com. 10% of all these sales go to the cause. Again, that's 9plusus.com. The number 9, plusus.com. 9plusus.com. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Baseball Together podcast, brought to you by 9plusus. Welcome to this episode of the Baseball Together podcast, baseball family. I am Brad, and I thought I was going to have to pull Brig out of a hole this morning because I thought the Yankees were going to lose Friday night. But he is here, and he's ready to go. It's a new day. It's a new day.
A new day. A new day. Big Maple came
That's
through.
right. He did a lot better than I thought he would. I just expected the Yankees to kind of roll over last night, but we'll get into that more later.
All right.
I want to start with something today. We're going to get into some current events, but the first thing I want to do is, Brig, do you know what this is? This is my tinfoil hat. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on. If anybody else has one, go ahead and put it on. Brig, why don't you get yours and put it on?
Yep.
Here, we'll put one on you too.
Thank you.
There we go. All right.
There we go.
I have a conspiracy theory I want to throw at everybody. Tell me I'm ridiculous if you want. That's fine. I don't care. But the umpiring has been really, really good this postseason for the most part. I mean, there's been a few calls, but there's going to be. But other than that, I feel like the balls and strikes have been pretty much on the money. Like, really, really good.
Yeah. Especially Game 3 of the ALCS.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I feel like there was not a single missed.
Not one.
Ball or strike.
Not one.
And it got me thinking, I wonder if Major League Baseball is kind of pulling one over on us and using robot umps and not telling us.
Yeah.
And now we just have this appreciation for quality balls and strikes, and we don't know it, but yeah, because I mean we don't see the umpires wearing earpieces, right? But they could easily have an earwig.
Oh yeah, totally.
Instead of like an AirPod like we saw on that photo a few months ago.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it's a possibility. I don't know if it's really a thing. It's probably not, but that was something I thought of.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brig?
Yeah. I think when you texted me, it was really funny. My wife and I were sitting watching the game, and I was watching, but Tiffany was paying attention, and she looks over and goes, "Hey, this umpire is amazing. How is this possible?" And I turned to her and I said, "You're so hot right now." She said, "Shut up. No, look, he hasn't missed a single call. He's absolutely perfect." And I went, "Okay, what?"
And the thing that blew my mind was there were calls that were like edge of the plate stuff that guys would miss either way,
stuff.
And everybody would be okay with it. But he was crushing it.
Yeah,
he was killing it.
Well, it was funny because as soon as my wife said that and we started watching, not 3 minutes later, you texted me. You're like, "Look, bro." I'm like, "I know, right?" Sorry, my wife beat you to the "you're so hot right now" comeback. I'm sorry.
Well, mine was probably a little less hot and more just like, woo.
But no, I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. And
I wouldn't either. That's something Manfred would do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yes, that's how I feel too. And you know what? It sped up the game. It was I can't imagine, like, beforehand, if we find out that there wasn't a robo-ump there, that'd be fine too. But felt like the pace of the game was pretty quick. and
Mhm.
nobody argued anything, and I don't know, it was just felt really clean.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is nobody was arguing. It's not like they were getting those borderline calls and then being like, everybody seemed okay with it.
Yeah,
So maybe the players know, maybe everybody knows who's inside, who's in the machine,
right.
um, but they're just not telling the public. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
it is possible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
What do you guys
um,
think,
yeah, let us know. Let me know if I'm
listeners?
completely off base and crazy on this,
Yeah.
or if maybe I'm onto something. I don't know.
Do 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 do.
But speaking of robot umps, they are using them in the Arizona Fall League this
Yes.
year,
Right.
and and they're not completely immune to arguing balls and strikes. We found out this week.
Yeah.
So there's a Giants prospect. His name is Jacob Hayward. Um, he got tossed for arguing balls and strikes with the robot umpire. There is a video. I'll see if I can find a way to put it on the group on Facebook, because this pitch, I'm serious, was filthy. It was a nasty pitch, and it was a strike. What it was a breaking ball and honestly, it had such a sharp break on it that it hit the lower corner of the zone, and then the catcher caught it at his ankles. That's how steep the break was on that pitch.
Wow.
And so he got rung up, and as he's walking away, he said something like, "Are you kidding me?" And I don't know if he was saying, "Are you kidding me?" to the pitch because it was filthy, or if he was saying, "You're kidding me" to the robot ump. But he got run, and he wasn't happy about it because he felt like his outburst wasn't really that big.
Yeah.
And I agree with him. It wasn't really that big of a deal, but it could just be a case of a sensitive umpire. Um, but
Robots have
there
sensitive
could
feelings.
we
Brad. Brad, does that mean that is this the rise? Who's making these robot umpires? Is it Skynet?
could be. Maybe the robot umpire said in the umpire's ear, "Run him."
Run him. Throw him out if you want to live.
Hit the showers. It'd be more like, "Get to the shower." More like that, I think.
That's fantastic.
But this is something that I was actually surprised by, because one of your big arguments with the robot umpires was fan experience and seeing guys arguing balls and
Yeah.
strikes. And who knows, maybe we will still see guys arguing balls and strikes.
Right.
That they'll be like, "Are you kidding me? Check that machine. It's
That
broken."
machine is broken.
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
but, but I saw this and I was like, somebody got tossed for arguing balls and strikes against a robot.
Yeah.
So we could still see it.
That's good. I like that.
But I think overall, based on what we were just talking about with the possibility of robot umpires in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and then this, I don't think anything would really change other than a consistent strike zone.
Right. Which has an impact on pace of play. Now, if the tinfoil hat scenario is true, it did feel smooth and clip and
it
at a
did.
clipped pace, which I appreciated.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I really liked it, and that's kind of been my thing about this all along, is that it would make the game move faster, it'd be a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And I'm all about that. All about that. So,
no, me too.
Let's go ahead and we'll take our tinfoil hats off.
Okay.
We'll put them away.
All right.
For now, maybe we'll get them out another day. We'll see.
We'll see.
But for now, I saw this story yesterday, and I texted it to you.
This is crazy, you guys.
It is crazy. I don't know who saw this. I found this on my Score app, and unfortunately, they're so locked down with wanting to create a community on that app that I can't share it to the Facebook group. I'll see if I can find it somewhere to share it to the group, because this is insane.
I've got it on baseballamerica.com.
Oh, perfect.
I'll put it on the group right now.
So the headline says MLB proposes overhaul of lower minor league structure. So this is something that I actually heard about a couple years ago when I was working with the Orem Owls, the rookie affiliate of the Angels. There was an umpire supervisor talking to us, and he said something about how there was a lawsuit from, I don't know, I don't remember if it was just a bunch of players got together, if it was the MLBPA, because I don't think the Minor League Players Association, like, I don't think there is a union for minor league players. So I don't think they would have filed it. But it was a general lawsuit filed about the working conditions, the pay, and the travel in minor league systems. And he
Yeah.
told me this is coming down, and there's going to be a major shakeup with the minor league system coming. And I thought, maybe 2030 is when we'd see this. But you guys, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I was told that, and here it comes.
Well, and don't forget The
And so,
Athletic reported, I think 6 months ago, a huge expose on player salaries and player treatment, stuff like that. So this is a conversation that's been going on for a really long time, but it's coming to a head right now.
yeah, the MLB is actually looking at this now because, I mean, you look at those lower levels like the rookie and the low A.
Yeah,
Those players are
especially.
pretty much treated like cattle.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So Brig, you seem to make a little bit more sense of this than I did. Why don't you go ahead and give a little rundown on it?
Okay, what they're going to do, what they're proposing to do, is realigning all of minor league baseball. That will take the current 160 team minor league baseball group 120 teams. They haven't done anything like this, even remotely like this, for 30 years when they did the negotiation back in 1990. So we're coming up on 30 years. Here's the deal. Everything has to do with the player experience. They want to make sure that facilities are up to snuff to develop the players properly. They want to make sure that they can address the pay issue with the players. And they want to make sure that they solve the geography problem with getting players to and from the big league club when they move them around. So what that will end up doing is a wide-scale restructuring. Here are some interesting bullet points. I'll let you read the article. I just posted it on the group. But here are some really interesting bullet points. We're going to lose, I think, 25% of baseball clubs.
Minor league ball clubs.
Yeah, minor league baseball clubs. Yeah, that are just going to go away.
Well, they're not. This is the thing. They're not gonna just poof disappear. They're just not gonna be affiliated with minor league baseball.
That's right.
It says what they're gonna be is they're gonna be called a dream league, and it's gonna include undrafted players that are trying to break into the minor league system. So it's basically going to be an affiliated version of independent ball, right?
That's right. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, because right now you've got an independent ball like the St. Paul Saints is probably the most famous independent team, or the
or the Savannah Bananas.
well, that's prospect baseball, right? That's
that's right.
college. But you've also got the Sugarland Skeeters. That's another independent league who Roger Clemens pitched for several years ago. Those are probably the most famous independent league teams that are not affiliated with anybody with Major League Baseball, and it's basically just guys who can't make it into minor leagues or don't want to play in minor leagues, and they want to play baseball and get a little bit of money for it. So this would be between independent and minor league baseball. So so there will still be something there with those teams, but they won't be affiliated with minor leagues. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That's so how this affects you, the fan, is there will still be baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my Greenville Drive, Class A affiliate of the Red Sox, might not be an affiliate of the Red Sox anymore. Right?
Yeah.
We'll still play baseball, but the Red Sox probably want to bring their affiliations a lot closer to home, so they'll be up in New England. Especially when they just moved the new. I think they just are building a new AAA facility in Worcester right now. So
maybe that's why.
Away from Pawtucket, yeah. So, which is crazy because the Pawtucket Sox have been around and that AAA affiliate for a long time.
Yeah.
Same thing with Charlotte Knights, Durham Bulls, Salt Lake Bees. These AAA affiliate teams are likely going to relocate their AAA affiliation closer to home. So, I don't know what that means, but so it's going to be interesting.
Here's what I think about this kind of is that. So first, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is my Boise Hawks, that's a low A club, so they would be part of the Dream
short
League.
season, right?
Yeah, they're short season A, so they would be part of the Dream League. But I don't think Salt Lake would necessarily lose the Bees. Um, I say that I just use that as an example because I'm closest. I don't think they would necessarily lose the Bees, but they might be like a AA affiliate of the Angels, and then
Right.
whoever the Angels AAA club is, I can't think off the top of my head, their AA club might be their AAA club because I'm pretty sure they're in California.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know
I've
where they
always
are.
thought the way that the Mariners did it with the Tacoma Rainiers, I've always thought that was the way it should have been. Because if the Mariners have a home game, they can call somebody up from AAA that morning. They're only an hour away, so it doesn't take any time for them to get there. Whereas
Right.
flying in from Salt Lake, they've got to go to the airport. They've got to get on the airplane and come down. Because I don't think they're sending a private jet for those guys.
I don't think so.
And then what do you do for a car? You're not
Right.
going to have a clubby
Uber.
drive the car or whatever, And especially,
No, Uber. So
yeah, that's true.
when
Everybody
the
Ubers now.
there's a couple of really famous stories about the Yankees AAA. They're in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Scranton Wilkes-Barre,
Mm-hmm.
and the kid took an Uber to Yankee
Oh,
Stadium
he
one time
did.
because he got called up. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. Didn't he take it from Scranton?
he did. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I do remember that. But
they dropped him off at the gates.
yeah, yeah, um,
But that's
that'd be quite an Uber bill.
yeah.
That Uber
It would
driver
be.
quit for a couple months. But no, I think that it just makes sense to make things geographically kind of clustered. Um, when I was with the Owls, this was another thing was those guys were getting called up from Orem, Utah, to Birmingham. Uh,
Alabama.
I don't think it was Alabama. I want to say
Oh
it was.
no, it's like
I
Minnesota
want
or
to say it's like
something, right?
Arkansas,
Yeah, it's
and that's a ways.
somewhere. It's a
That's
ways.
a ways for those guys to go. That if they need them within a day or two, like I wouldn't want to make that drive in a day or two. But then if
Yeah,
you fly, what those guys who are like the high draft picks, they all buy a truck with their signing bonus. So
right.
what do you do with that truck? I know the club he wasn't driving it over there. I don't know if they have just like some kind of lackey in the front office who they say, hey, we need you to go pick up that truck in Orem and take it to Arkansas. You know,
Damn it.
I don't know what they do with that. I don't know how all that works. That's one of those logistics things that I'm like, this makes so much more sense to have everything close together.
Hmm.
But the big picture of all this though is that for those of you who have a AAA team and you're kind of far away from your affiliate, you might be getting bumped down to high A or double A.
It's true. It might go all the way to Class A, and the Class A teams who are nearby might go all the way up to AAA. So
Mm-hmm.
here's where the money breaks down. Okay, so AAA is valued at $20 million. Double A is at 15 million. High Class A is at 10. Low Class A is at 8 million. Okay,
That much, huh?
the rookie leagues and short season guys are at 6 million. Okay. So this means, and I'm quoting Baseball America here, that a team moving from low Class A to AAA would be asked to pay $12 million to move up, even though they're being told to move up.
Mm-hmm.
And a team moving from AAA to high Class A receives a $10 million compensation for the move down. That's what their part of the proposal includes.
Yeah, so there could be some places losing teams. Because of that.
I mean, how are you going to come up with $12 million right off the top of your head?
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And who knows? Maybe my Boise Hawks will end up being a AA affiliate for the Mariners. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm all on board with this now. I like that.
I'll tell you, the Greenville Drive team's going to end up being a Braves affiliate if that's what happens.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, and
We're
you'd
4
probably
hours
still end up
away.
being a AA team, and
Yeah, we'll be a AA.
so who knows? Maybe you'll be a AAA team 4 hours away.
No, because Gwinnett is the AAA team, and they're closer.
Oh, and they're right there.
Yeah,
The Stripers.
the strippers.
All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we're going to talk about the League Championship Series, and then we're going to get into the World Series.
The World Series.
Hey, babe, I'm headed to concessions. Do you want me to grab you something?
Yeah, anything, whatever you're getting.
Okay, I saw a burger. I'll probably grab that.
No, that doesn't sound good.
Okay, I think there's barbecue, probably some nachos.
I don't think I want either of those either. But just get me anything.
What do you want?
I saw a hot dog earlier.
Okay, I can do that.
Well, no.
Couples may quarrel, but baseball is for lovers. Shop the Lovers Collection at 9plusus.com.
Welcome back, baseball family. We are going to talk about the playoffs.
The playoffs!
Which we love to talk about. And these days, it's happening every day. So it is currently Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. And let's talk about the ALCS or the NLCS first.
Yeah.
Brad, what do you think of the bananas that was the NLCS?
Oh my gosh, the complete domination. Holy smokes. So,
I mean, come on. Who saw that coming?
I didn't see it coming like that. I did see I thought the Nats were going to win, but not like that.
No,
I mean,
not
that
like
was
that.
just and it's pitching. It's the pitching.
I know.
We know this. In October it comes down to pitching.
Pitching.
And I don't know why
small ball.
every single year when teams are hitting all these home runs in the regular season, we say, "Oh, they might be the ones." No.
Oh,
If you don't have pitching, you don't win in the postseason.
that's right.
And we'll get into that a little bit more later.
Oh, we're going to
But,
get into
man.
it.
You're gonna make me cough. But no, I mean you've got Max Scherzer, who's in, I guess you could say, a regular season form, because that's where he's been at his best recently.
Yes, suddenly. Yeah.
But man, now he's postseason Scherzer, and then you've got Steven Strasburg, who in 2012, when the Nats were in the playoffs, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna shut Strasburg down. He reached his pitch count for the season. We're not gonna have him pitch in the postseason." Everybody was calling the Nats crazy,
Yep.
and now here they are, and he's the man. He's been
man.
lights out. He is the guy, and he's gonna lead them to a potential World Series.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say he's gonna lead them to one because of who they're gonna have to play, but man,
But they
that
could.
dude's- They could, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because they're probably going to be playing the Astros, and we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes here. But aren't these teams basically mirror images of each other?
Yeah, they are. And
And we didn't realize that with the Nats until this week.
well, they weren't these Nats until this week.
It's true.
I mean,
That's true. They had the pitching, but they weren't hitting like that.
No, and nobody can be blamed. Nobody except them.
No. Well, I mean, at one point they were 19-31.
Yes, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was like, oh boy, they didn't have Bryce Harper. Oh.
Yep.
But now it's like, oh, they don't have Bryce Harper.
Bryceless. Oh my gosh.
Bryceless.
The
yeah.
Bryceless thing was so funny. And you know what? Let
It
me
was.
just say to all the Phillies fans listening, we love you. And you're right. The Nats fans are kind of being sore winners about it right now. And that's just how it is. Right? Like,
But I'll go back to what I said last week. The Phillies are going to have the last laugh with Bryce Harper, because they're going to make a World Series run here in a couple of years.
they
So
will. And it'll be fine.
It's okay.
But you're
It's
right.
okay.
Everybody's right. The Nats fans are right to be snooty about it and rubbing it in. And the Phillies fans are right to be, waiting and calling them sore winners. Everybody's right.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I feel like the pitching and, like you said, the small ball of the Nats is
Yeah.
really the big story there.
It is.
And for some reason, the Cardinals just pooping the bed.
I
mean,
don't know what to say.
Defensively, offensively,
I-
it's like
I
they
have-
Scored all those runs against the Braves. I'm like, okay, we're good. Let's call it.
I have no idea. It's like I don't know, man.
Yep. It's
I have an
strange. It's
analogy.
anomaly.
An analogy just came to mind that I realized I shouldn't use. That's why I paused there so dramatically. my editing filter kicked in, and it was like, shut it down now.
Hit the showers.
Yeah, that's right. So I think the Nats have done an amazing job. It's like this swan song at this point, and you kind of have to root for the Nats. You just have to.
Well, yeah.
They're
Absolutely. You have to root for the Nats.
I mean, they came in as the underdog, and now they're dominant. I don't know what flip switch. Maybe they're drinking Mike's special drink or something, but
maybe they heard us calling them Walgreens. Like, we're not Walgreens.
We did call them Walgreens a lot.
We were referring to them as Walgreens instead of Washington
for like the last 6 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it pissed him off. I hope it did. I don't know. I just am really happy with what I'm seeing. And you know what? You play like this, you don't have to be called Walgreens, okay?
Yeah. I had that same thought. I was like, well, I guess we can't call them Walgreens anymore.
Nope. Because
maybe we'll start calling Walgreens the Nats. Gonna go down to the Nats and pick up my prescription.
Oh, hey! While you're down at the Nats, can you get me a Red Bull?
Absolutely.
No, a Bang Energy.
Cotton candy Bang this morning.
No,
Woo-hoo!
Not a cotton candy Bang.
It's so good.
Star Blast Bang.
That is a good one.
That's the best one. It's the best one.
It's debatable, but
you're debatable.
Your
mom is debatable.
You're gonna get me coughing again. So sick. So sick.
Oh man.
But anyways,
all right.
So I think that pretty much sums up the NLCS.
Yeah, just lots of giggling.
lots of giggling. Mind's blown. Everything.
Pitching's amazing.
Let's move on to the ALCS.
All right.
So
wah wah.
So as of this morning, when we're talking here, it's obviously not over, but at the same time, let's be honest, it's over.
It's not over, Brad.
Yeah, because
it's not.
The Astros have Garrett Cole going tonight. They're not going to lose.
I don't care. It's not over till it's over.
I'm calling it.
You call it all you want, but it's not over till it's over.
Okay. All right. You say that.
Have you seen Henry and Me?
No, I need to.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
That's okay.
Ever
if you
since
haven't,
the movies episode, it's been on my list.
These listeners now, listen, if you haven't seen Henry and Me, go watch it. It's fabulous, and it's on Amazon.
Oh, it is on Amazon?
I think it's Prime, yeah.
Sweet. I'll add it to my watch list.
Yeah.
But, so, Brig, what do you think has gone wrong for the Yankees?
Oh, geez. Where should I begin? Let's see.
How much time you got?
Yeah. Pitching. Offense. So defense. Certainly in Game 4.
Oh, that defense in Game 4. I thought at the end of the game, what was it, the top of the 9th inning when Gleyber Torres didn't get down on that ball?
Yeah.
I was like, oof, that's a serious killer right there.
Yeah.
I put the nail in the coffin right then.
Yeah.
I was like,
yuck. So what was so funny, I got to tell you I was listening to the radio broadcast. Mm-hmm. And the thing I love about Susan and John, Susan Waldman.
Susan Waldman's the best, by the way, if anybody who has never listened to a Yankees game.
She's the best.
She's fantastic. So funny.
She's so funny. She's so dry and subtle, and she just will tell you exactly how it is. So at one point, okay, and I wrote it down. It was so funny. At one point, John says, well, along with everything else that has befallen the Yanks, it's been an almost 4-hour game. And Susan says, takes a lot of time to change a pitcher every inning. And I was like, and that's just defined the whole game. 4 was that it was just this desperate grasping at straws. Nothing was working. Adam Ottavino is now the first player in MLB history to have this much pitching time in the postseason and not record a single out.
Yuck.
What? What?
That means his ERA for this series. Wait, no, you saying for the postseason, right?
Just the postseason.
his ERA this postseason is infinite.
Yeah. He doesn't have a single out.
Yeah, and if he's giving up earned runs, then his
Yeah,
ERA
he
is
has.
infinity
Yeah,
currently.
it sucks.
That's
So
ugly.
Tiffany calls him Adam Automatopoeia.
I like that. That's good.
It's really funny. Anyway, so he none of the pitching, I mean, and even our all-star bullpen is really not pulling it together like they should.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. And then the bats. I don't know so the funky errors and stuff come down to youth, right?
Yeah.
Other than Gary Sanchez pulling his head out of the box
Dude,
every time a ball comes
I
at his
noticed that. I
face.
was like, you kidding me? He's turning his head when that ball comes in. What are you doing, man? You're an MLB catcher. You should not be pulling your head away from the ball.
Oh
Come on
my
now.
gosh, it's so stupid.
But speaking of Gary Sanchez, can I put some blame on him real quick?
Yeah.
Besides that, so
Yes.
this is where I think this series changed right here. Okay, this was in the top of the 11th inning in Houston in Game 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was that phantom foul ball and that, what was it, a 2-2 pitch?
Yeah.
You know, that breaking ball that bounced in the dirt, and he claimed that he fouled it off. Umpire believed him.
Yep.
And then he had one more pitch, and he ended up striking out. He should have just run.
Yeah.
Because that ball skipped away from, it's Robinson.
Chirinos.
Chirinos. It skipped away from the catcher. He
Yep.
probably could have made it.
Well,
and then
here's the
it
thing
would have
about
been
Gary,
bases
though.
loaded for Urshela.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't run well. He's a catcher.
Well, not just he doesn't run well. It's in his head. He doesn't want to run well.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I was watching the game the other day, and they were saying Gary Sanchez always just feels like he's one pitch away from a home run, and I think that's his mentality.
That is.
Give me one more pitch, and I'll hit it over the fence. No, dude, you just need base runners at this point.
That's right.
They need to beat that out of him. That when you have an opportunity to get on base, you take it.
Yeah. Well,
Because he had to have known he didn't hit that ball. He had to have known. You feel it.
Totally.
Especially at the end of the bat like that.
So Susan, when he did hit the home run was it Game 4 or Game 3? I don't remember. I think it was Game 4.
I don't remember for sure.
It was early in the game, and he hit a home run. And Gary's been getting a lot of flack from everywhere. And
he's batting under 100.
It's terrible. And Aaron Boone is getting a lot of steam on it too, because why are you keeping Gary in, right? Because Austin Romine, the backup catcher, plays small ball effectively. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's a better catcher.
I think he's a better catcher. So Susan Waldman says she's the color announcer on the play-by-play radio. She says he hits a home run, and she says, and that's why you don't take him out of the lineup. That's why it's never been a question as to whether or not he plays. And I'm like, wait, whoa. So everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid on Gary. Everybody.
And they have been for years.
I know, it sucks.
But he's a defensive liability. I mean, he's minus defensively, especially if you've got Romine out there.
Yep.
And if his bat's not clicking, I mean, he's boom or bust right now.
Yeah.
And if you need base runners, you need runs, it's time to put in Austin Romine.
I agree. Yep.
Maybe bring in Sanchez at the end of the game for a little
DH.
bit of offensive boost if it's as a DH if you need some offense.
Totally.
I don't know, like if you're in a situation where you don't feel like you're going to need necessarily the defensive replacement, where he's serviceable enough in a late game situation, which they're keeping him in. Why not just make that switch offensively and then deal with him defensively?
Yes.
I don't know why Romine's not getting a chance here.
Me neither.
Because he could definitely lead that offense.
Yep.
As far as I don't know,
managing the
lead
game
by example, but manage the offense a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to me. I've not ever really been a big fan of Gary Sanchez, and you know that.
Yeah, for sure.
But
this is abysmal.
Yeah, and I feel like that was the turning point in the series right there.
Mm-hmm.
That he didn't take that opportunity to get on base, and then Carlos Correa goes and hits that awesome walk off.
Oh man!
As much as I don't like that guy, holy smokes!
Yeah, that was killer. You know who's becoming more and more one of my favorite players, and I'm noticing this series, is Bregman. Alex Bregman. Dude, I love this guy.
He's really, really good. Like, he's probably going to win MVP. I looked at the numbers breakdown between him and Trout the other day. I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
Like, Bregman's the MVP.
He is phenomenal, and I love how intense he is and how,
Yeah.
it's like DJ LeMahieu. I feel like they're very similar players, except Alex Bregman will get in your face.
Yeah.
Like,
He's not afraid of anybody.
no, and you can tell he does not care, and he is fierce, and I love it.
Yeah. You know who I've actually gotten to like a lot this series, and kind of over the last couple of years a little bit, is George Springer.
Yeah, really.
That guy. So he is like sneaky big, by the way. Did you know this?
No.
He's 6'3".
Whoa.
Yeah, I had no idea. He's like the same size as Ken Griffey Jr., who
No
always
way.
seemed like this towering beast,
Right.
you know, because he was so long.
Yeah.
And Springer's not necessarily long, but he's a big dude.
Yeah, interesting.
And he's fun to watch. He's great defensively. And you can pretty much always count on him hitting a home run when they need it.
That's
And do you know why that is? Do you know why he's such a good hitter?
Why?
And it like flipped like a couple years. I think it flipped the year they won the World Series. He uses what's called an axe bat.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you look at all the guys who are not like huge, but are hitting like Mookie Betts.
Yeah,
for
Mookie
example.
Betts is one. Yeah, for sure.
He had kind of a turn with it offensively a couple years ago, and I think it's because he started using that axe bat.
Some guys hate it, but some guys find their they find their happy place with it.
Yeah, and I think it's because that ergonomic design that it's crazy. I remember reading about that a couple years ago. I was like, this thing is amazing.
No, it's amazing. Have you ever swung one?
I haven't. I've been wanting to.
I have, and it's different.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very different.
It feels awesome until your hands turn over, and then it feels weird. But by then you make contact anyway. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So
you're hopefully not rolling your wrist when you make contact, but
right, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
But up until that point, with all of your, almost the whole swing when it matters, feels awesome.
So on that note, I think the Astros are still going to take this series. I don't think the Yankees are going to be able to come back. I mean, maybe if they put in Austin Romine and make a little bit of switch offensively, possibly.
Maybe.
But I'm just going to assume that the Astros are going to take this one.
Okay, so let's say if the Astros win, which I agree is a significant advantage at this point, I'm not going to acquiesce. I'm not going to let you have this, Brad. I still think it's not over and they could come back. But in the event that they...
Possible, not probable.
Listen.
We've seen crazier things happen.
It's true. So in the event that they do lose, the Yankees, how do you see the World Series going between the Nationals and the Astros?
I think the Astros are going to win. I mean, I've said all along that I think the World Series champion is going to come out of the AL.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like we said, these teams are pretty much mirror images of each other right now.
Yeah, they are.
I could see the Nats winning. I mean, they're going to push them because who wins in a matchup with Scherzer and Verlander? Who wins in a matchup with Strasburg and Cole?
Well, I don't know, man.
That's
what
a coin
about
toss.
Anibal Sanchez and Zach Greinke?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take Sanchez, but the way the Greinke pitched the other night, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
So you've got two teams with three amazing pitchers.
Ugh.
I mean, I hope you like pitching and defense.
With bullpen weaknesses, right?
Both of them,
teams
yeah.
have
Yeah.
weak bullpens and explosive offenses.
And because of that, these guys throw strikes. We've talked about how Verlander has explosive stuff, but he kind of misses bats, right? Kind of throws away from bats. But Garrett Cole throws through and generates swings and misses. And Scherzer and Strasburg are the same way.
Yes.
Those guys generate swings and misses. So.
And Greinke's a ground ball thrower.
Yes, he is. And he'll drop it down to like 60 miles an hour sometimes.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, he's something else, man.
And so does Anibal Sanchez. He's got that butterfly pitch that just floats in there at 64 or whatever it is.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So
and you're like, It looks like the pitch from Rookie of the Year when he
The
underhand
floater.
floats it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And dudes are staring there, staring at it like, "What the crap is that?" And then
Everybody
it's
looks like
called strike.
potato, licking their chops, and they swing and miss.
It's so funny, man.
But I was going to say, what we could end up seeing a lot of in the World Series with these two teams is guys taking pitches, working the counts, trying to get those pitch counts up to get to the bullpen.
Yep.
Because that's what you're going to have to do. That's what you're going to have to do to win the game.
Of course, that's what we said about Yankees and Stros.
But the Yankees aren't working counts.
It's not working.
They're letting those starters get late in the game, and that's been one of their big problems.
Yep.
Except for they did jump on Verlander, which surprised me. So
yeah, no, last night was great. It worked out.
Yeah. No, I don't see. Honestly, I don't see anybody beating the Astros. Their offensive firepower is such that, I mean, it's historic. I was reading an article that they were historic the second half of the season. That the story was about the pitching, but the numbers they were putting up offensively were just out of this world.
Yeah.
No pun intended with the Astros.
Astronomical, would you say?
Oh. So.
Well, okay, so let's just plug this. If the Yankees face the Nats, how do you see that series going? Do you think that would be a better series?
I think the Nats would run them out of the ballpark.
Whoa.
With what we've seen with pitching in this series, because I think that Strasburg is better than Verlander right now. At least pitching better than him right now.
Well, he was. Now it's days and days later.
Yeah, it's true. But he's going to be fully rested.
Sometimes that goes against you.
I'm sure he's throwing bullpens, though.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I was listening to, I know I reference David Sampson a lot, but he gives a lot of good stuff. He has a new podcast called, I think it's called It's Nothing Personal with David Sampson.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good listen. That guy has like no filter. He's willing to give you everything behind the scenes, and it's awesome. It's a good listen. But one of the things he was saying when the Marlins made the World Series in 2003, they had a long layoff. He's like, what those teams are doing is they're trying to let those players rest, but also do things to keep that adrenaline up. So they're doing light workouts, but they're, to keep things moving, but they're also still trying to like balance the rest. And so I'm sure that's what the Nats are doing right now. I'm sure Strasburg and Scherzer and Sanchez are throwing bullpens to keep those arms fresh and loose. And so I think they're just going to come in. They're going to be fine.
So
I'm not worried about it at all.
If the Yankees play the Nats in the World Series, I also think the Nats could win. Oh, see, I can't even bring myself to be objective. I can't do it. I do think it would be a grueling series, and it would probably go 6 games. I think, yeah.
And see, I think the Nats would take it in 5.
Oh, geez, Brad.
Honestly. But I think the Astros and the Nats are going to go 7.
Yeah, I do too.
Because that's so balanced. That's going to be a good World Series.
Yeah, I do too. I think it would go 7. I could see it happening in 6, but I think it'll go 7.
Yeah, I mean the Astros have home field advantage, but it's cold in DC.
Yeah,
it is so cold in DC.
But they're used to that because of playing in New York.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that's why it's definitely gonna come down to pitching in those 3 games, because those bats are gonna be so cold.
Yeah,
the bats and the balls are gonna be cold, and it's not gonna be flying. Which, can we just? I don't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but can we talk for just a second about this whole thing with different baseballs in the postseason?
We didn't talk about it last time, but we can.
Okay, I didn't think so. It's just been such a hot topic this week that it's driving me crazy. We talked about this in August, didn't we?
Yeah. Do you want to put your tinfoil hat back on?
Yeah, let me get my tinfoil hat. Okay. Okay, it's on.
I'll leave mine off.
Actually, I don't know that it is a tinfoil hat thing. I mean, I'll take it off. Hold on. It's not a tinfoil hat thing. It's a weather thing.
Right. Yes. It is.
We talked about how the weather cools down, and so do the bats, and so do the balls. So you're not going to see home runs at the same rate you saw during the postseason. Could we just
Right.
revisit that for a second?
Yeah, the
I mean,
ball's
granted,
still fly
maybe
through
I
the-
do need to put it on for this next spot. Yeah, I'll put it back on for a second. Are we blaming global warming for the uptick in home runs?
Careful. That
Hottest summer on record.
little girl
Also,
will
the
come
most
after
home runs
you.
we've ever seen in the world. So I don't know. It's not juiced baseballs. It's hot baseballs. That's all it is.
It's warm.
Hot baseballs, hot bats.
Yeah.
I'll put this away. I'll put this away for now.
All right.
I'm gonna hold on to it for another time, just in case we need it, though.
That European teenager will come after you, Greta or whatever her name is.
Hey, I'm on her side. I believe in climate change.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's causing home runs. So whatever.
Yeah, it probably is.
But it's also pitching. I mean, we've talked so much about pitching the last 2 weeks. That's another reason guys aren't hitting home runs, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why it's going to take small ball to win the World Series, just like it does every year. It's pitching and small ball wins the World Series, and that's what we're going to see. That's what's going to happen between the Nats and the Astros, because the Yankees are going to lose.
Seriously, the Astros play such professional offense.
Yes, they do.
And it's crazy to watch them. They're so much better than everyone else. They get on base, they're stealing bases, they're advancing the runners, they sack fly, they'll drop a bunt if they have to. They beat the shift. They are really excellent, and it's professional hitting. So,
and I don't know why other teams haven't tried to copy what they're doing, as far as, we use launch angle to try to get guys on base, but once they're on base, we move them around.
That's right.
Because they haven't gone away from that. They never did.
No, totally. And that's why
they can
so
hit
good.
the long ball when they need to, but they also do the small things they need to do. And I don't know why the rest of the league isn't like, oh, these guys have won. They won a World Series 2 years ago. They lost in the ALCS last year to the World Series champions, and they're probably going to win another World Series this year. Yeah. Maybe we should combine the two.
Yeah.
Not rely so much on the long ball, because they don't. Yeah, like I said, they can hit it for sure. I mean, we saw Correa kill that ball in extra innings in Game 2.
Killed it.
And Springer has been known to just, Springer dinger. And Bregman can hit home runs because he hit 40-plus this year. But they're not relying on
crap out of him. Yeah.
Altuve does hit the crap out of the ball, but he's got so much leverage with that long bat that he uses.
Yeah, it's as big as he is.
Just about. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that's the silver bullet, or that's the silver bullet. That's what their pitching is excellent, but it's being backed up by fundamental professional offense, and it's incremental, and it's just small ball, man. That's what we've been saying. Contact hitters, move the base runners.
Yeah. Well, it's not just contact hitters. It's guys who, like you said, professional hitting. It's guys who have power but really know how to hit.
Yeah.
They have a good approach.
Put the ball where they need it to go.
Yeah. They hit it where they ain't.
Yep. Oh, it's bad. It's been so hard to watch, because the Yankees have a couple of guys that can do that too, but not all of them. Just a couple.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. DJ is the prime example.
Mm-hmm.
Didi Gregorius is another example. He can put it where he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see. I'm not going to. I won't call no joy yet, but I might tomorrow night or tonight maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know, but no, I think if the Astros win again this year, we're going to see a correction to the mean within the next 2 years. Where teams aren't built like the Yankees or the Twins,
Yep.
Where it's the money comes from starting pitchers.
Yeah.
And you've got a balanced offense that has a potential for power but knows how to play small ball.
Yep.
And then if you've got a serviceable bullpen
and a solid closer. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. You got to have a solid.
You got to have a lights out.
Well, even then though, I don't know that the Astros have an lights out closer.
You don't think Osuna is a lights out closer?
I don't see him as one of those guys where he comes in, the game is over, because the game's already over in the 8th inning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That he's kind of like coming in. Yeah, he's not like Chapman, who, let's be honest, isn't who he used to be.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
Chapman just doesn't strike the fear that he used to in guys.
Yeah,
His
I know.
velocity's down a little bit, and he's been a little wild too.
He threw 100 last night.
Yeah, but he's
Every
not throwing
time.
103 anymore.
Yeah, well,
Can I say
That's
something about
good.
Chapman real quick?
sure.
Is there anybody who's been as fit as Chapman is, who looks as fat as he does in a mock turtleneck?
No, I don't think
It's not
so.
a flattering look on him. He comes
True.
out and he's looking kind of like CC Sabathia.
Yeah, it doesn't flatter him. You're right.
It's like
I
100
hadn't
degrees.
thought
He's
of
still
that.
wearing that mock turtleneck, and he looks chubby.
Oh yeah, he always is. Well, and he leaks like Shaq, you know.
Oh, dude, that dude
And that
sweats
dude
like a
leaks like a
sieve.
faucet, man. Yeah,
You'd
it's
think he just
bad.
got out of the shower before he came out of the bullpen. Holy
Seriously,
smokes.
it's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah, the other day I was watching and I was like, is it raining in New York?
No, it's Chapman.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
So funny.
Yeah, I know that. I've noticed that recently that mock turtleneck is not a good look on him.
Yeah, it's not.
Anywho, baseball family, let us know what you think about the World Series. When this comes out, the World Series teams are going to be set. So, but you can still share with us your thoughts about the ALCS, NLCS. The NLCS, I know we only spent a couple minutes on it, but that was pretty much a drubbing. And yeah,
It
don't
really
know.
was. They got routed so hard.
if you're a Cardinals fan, let us know what you thought about it. Are you kind of bleak for the future as far as postseason? I mean, I know that I said before that the Cardinals are just one of those teams that are always
Yeah,
there.
they're not going
right?
away.
They're
Yeah.
always contending. So they're going to be back next year. But share with us your thoughts on the World Series. Who you think is going to win? What are you going to see? Do you think there's going to be a breakout player? I think it's going to just come down to the Astros core guys. Honestly, it's going to be Bregman, Altuve, Correa, and Springer, which that's half the batting order.
It's
Holy
going to come
smokes.
down to the Astros core 25. 26.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that's what's going to happen because I think there's going to be kind of a stalemate with pitching, and they're going to have to.
Yeah.
It's
It'll be
gonna
about
late.
bats.
They're going to
Yep.
come. They're going to come through late because that's what they do.
I agree.
So.
Well, don't forget to jump on the shop, and it's shop.9plusus.com. You can get some sweet baseball T-shirts and hats,
Mhm.
and yeah, with teams' colors too, which is so cool.
Yeah, it is. It is cool. Do we have an update on the giveaway?
Not yet.
Maybe we'll post that on Facebook this week since it's going to be the last week, pretty much the last week of
Good
the season.
call.
So watch for that. Watch for an update on the contest we've been
Yeah.
doing, and don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, review. Let us know how we're doing. You can submit to the mailbag. There's a link on the Facebook
And-
group, to the page,
And on baseballtogether.com.
and on baseballtogether.com. Exactly right. And baseball family, it's been a lot of fun watching the postseason, talking about it with you guys, and we will catch you next week.